to encourage each other, to continue to use our gifts regardless, just like you're performing on a stage, just like just as if, like you said, whether you're singing for one person or you singing for 1,000 people, do it to your best. If you're speaking, whatever your gift is, playing the piano, you never know.
Your gifts will make room for you.
Yes.
And when you know how that the Lord's scripture, he speaks about everything will be added. After you acknowledge him in all your ways, everything will be added. When you are in him and you put him first and not think about it, but just keep it moving and put him first, your blessings find you.
Mm-hmm.
And I always tell that to people. What are you going to do now? Or what are you going to do about this? I said, well, I'm not going to do anything about it, but I'm keep doing what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. Because God always reminds me, Tracy, remember, your blessings find you, just like the store I just walked into.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It found me.
Mm-hmm.
So you keep on the road of what God has set out. And that age is nothing but a number. Yeah. A lot of times people look at me, and age is nothing but a number. They can't they can't believe my age as it is. But I fit right in. But your blessings find you. You have to, they say faith without works is dead. So you don't be still. You just keep it moving.
Right.
Sometimes you may be into something and be like, what's going to become of this? Or but keep it moving.
Mm-hmm.
You keep it moving on a straight and narrow. You keep it moving. You stay before the Lord. You keep it moving. You fast about some things. If you're not sure, you be still until you know. But you keep it moving. And that found me like other things find me.
So like beyond 50, okay. So now you say 3 years after the play, 3 years after the tour, you're on your job and you're like, okay, this is it. I'm done. I'm no longer, and I call that a revelation or call it an aha moment. That moment when you say, this was only for a season and I will no longer allow myself to be in a position where I have to compromise my gifts and what I really want to do with my life. Tell me about that.
With that and going, doing a lot of vendoring, while I held that position in administration for superintendent of police, there were a lot of things going on. In that company, too, someone found out that I sung, and they used to fly me out to different places to actually render the national anthem for them.
Wow.
They took care of everything. And this is a Fortune, they call it 300 company. They're above the 500, they're in the Fortune 300.
Wow.
And everything, I traveled a lot. I had 2 credit cards, an American Express and a purchase card. And I didn't have a want for anything. The insurance benefits of that job was excellent. Retirement pay was like, if you retire, you get a nice retirement pay. If you were married, your spouse would get a check as well. Not your money, but their money.
Wow.
And if that spouse worked for that company, y'all would get double pays. You'll get your own retirement, and you'll get a part because he was, he's your husband, and then he would still get a part because you married to him. So you get double pay. So here I am thinking, I'm in this position. It's been, going on 10 years now. There were other things going on because when you have a person, my first year, when they discovered that I sung, so they kind of some people gave me a really hard time. Who is she? Who is she? Just walking in, they discover her. So I've been through a lot. It was a lot of stuff going on. There was a lot of harassment going on in that place. But I didn't think, even though I did my business and what God has given me, selling items, selling women's clothing and purses and jewelry, I did very well. Every time an event came up, I was always invited. I always wanted my own. I was like, how am I going to do this? I thought maybe when I retire, I would do it, not knowing that God was kicking me out. He was literally kicking me out. I was thinking, when my age, Lord, what are you talking about? I'm leaving, I'm walking out of here. So where's my next paycheck coming from? I've been working since I was 14.
Right.
What's going on? And my brother, who's a pastor, without me telling him, because the Lord had literally spoke to me, start your business. Because he made the heat and the warfare hot on my job, whereas I couldn't go back.
Absolutely.
He was speaking loud.
Absolutely.
And my brother, who was a pastor, I didn't say anything to him. He called me and says, what is God telling you? I said, huh? He said, didn't God tell you to start? I was like, whoa. He was always like a fly on the wall. The Holy Spirit would speak to him clear. So it was always a confirmation coming from 2 or 3 witnesses. And I finally just walked away. And he said, you're going to be in a position where you have to have crazy faith. He says, and you're not going to lack for anything, and God's going to meet all your needs. And he has been. It's been since November of last year, and it's a year now.
Wow.
It's a year.
Wow.
And he has. And now I walk into not just having my own business popping up here, vending here. I just left Washington with some celebrities. I did some selling there. But I remember asking God, okay, I'm so used to streams of income or stuff coming in. What am I going to do? And I literally walked into a business that I took over in less than a month. In less than a month.
So tell us about the pop-up shop. Tell us about that.
The pop-up shops, pop-up shops is you pop up different places and you sell items.
Right.
And I would do that, but I would vend more than popping up.
Right.
I would vend. Now, the business that I have now, that I literally walked into, because I asked God had gave me something to do, but I walked into an alteration, dry cleaning, tailoring place, and I saw these 4 sewing machines. But right before I did that, it was an hour, I literally asked the Lord, okay, you gave me my business, T Classy, Miss Sassy, my mobile apparel boutique, because I have a vehicle, a mobile vehicle, that he actually showed me the vehicle a year before I got it. He showed it clearly to me, and I have it. It's manifested. I was driving, and I said, okay, I'm doing this. I started my business. You told me to start. I still want more streams. What am I going to do in the meantime? Okay, I go to this place and I vent. I go to that place, but what am I going to do in between times? And within an hour later, I walked into a business and started working inside of a cleaning that I've turned this cleaners and actually into my business and a drop-off. They drop their clothes off. We work with no chemicals, but now all of my items that are sale are in there too.
Wonderful.
Yes.
That is wonderful. So what's next?
It was suddenly. It was suddenly
right.
that this happened.
So what's next?
Well, I'm waiting to talk to the Lord about what's next, because I'm working on a clothing line, because he had spoke that to me.
Wow.
He had spoke. That's what he spoke clearly. And, Cherie, these things were prophesied to me as I was walking in what God has called me to do. But I had been praying about a store, and I remember going into a church with an ex-NFL player and his wife, very anointed couple, that they invited me to a church in Jersey City. And I remember going into this small church, but when I got into this small church, I felt God's presence so strong. I said, God, you are in here. Then I looked over at one of the mothers, and I looked upon her, and I said, she knows you. Oh, my God. That woman knows the Lord. She had a sweet, beautiful spirit. So the pastor had spoke something to me over the pulpit, and I said, oh, Jesus, because the Lord spoke it to me, too, about my calling. But then, they do the hug of love and, all of this. And that beautiful, sweet older lady came over to me. I was going to go over to her, but she got over to me first. And they were doing greetings, and I put my hand out. She said, no, baby, not your hand. She said, I have to hug you. And she held me and she spoke stuff in my ears about what God had called me to do. And you will get your store. And she said, and you will build. And she said, people are going to be amazed. She said, because the things that God called you to do, and people had took 10 years to do, you're going to do it in a year.
Wow.
And I fell. I fell on my knees. I couldn't help it. It was heavy on me. I fell. And I had to stay there for a while, just basking in God's presence and worshiping Him. I wasn't looking for it. She said some other things to me concerning Abraham and the things that I've been through and how I've been tested. But Sherry, it's only because accountability, no matter what someone else's do, we are all accountable unto the Lord for what we do.
Right.
So it behooves us to stay in His face, no matter who says what. Get in God's face. Go before God's throne humbly. Praise Him, thank Him, love Him, and get direction. He will never fail you. He will never fail you. I'm a witness to that.
Yes, yes, yes. Well, Tracy, thank you for being with us. Can you give our audience information about your mobile and about your cleaners and, do a little bit of advertising?
Yes, our cleaners is just getting started. It's only been, I would say, a month and a half. We're building it. It's called Classy Cleaners. I'm out in Roselle, New Jersey. My other business is called T Classy Miss Sassy, and that is tclassyboutique.com. And I'm also on Instagram, T Classy Miss Sassy. And that, you can go on and look at the items, even on Instagram, and see anything you want. You can contact me. That number for that business is 732-401-5407. And there's some very nice, unique items on there, jewelry and hand purses. Couple of clothing items, not many because we haven't downloaded everything yet.
Okay. Well, I'm going to post the link underneath the interview so that our clients can, can press the link and, check out your services. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
What other advice could you give our audience before we close?
I'm often reminded of that scripture. What is it? Chronicles? Is it First Chronicles? 20:20. Believe in the Lord your God, and you will be able to stand. Believe in His prophets, and you will succeed. That scripture, Chronicles, I love. But you believe in the Lord, you will stand. Like I said earlier, He will not fail you. It's a matter of letting go and letting God, but putting your trust in Him and basking in His presence, and just let Him and the Spirit of God overtake you, and get His direction. Acknowledge Him.
Yes.
In all of your ways, not some. He said all. Acknowledge me in all of your ways, and I will direct your path.
Yes, and like you said, faith without works is dead. If you're going to get the revelation, if you're going to get the direction, the prophetic word, you have to put the work in. Yes. You can't just sit around and,
as you're walking, Cherie, you may not be like, okay, Lord, is this it? You always want to get a confirmation. Is this what it is? You keep walking. He's not going to reveal everything, and that's where the faith comes in.
Right.
You keep it moving. You keep at it. This is what God told me to believe it. Just believe it. He does work in faith. Sometimes, he works in faith. Believe it. Just keep it moving. Keep it moving. Keep it moving.
Keep it moving. Well, with that being said, we'd like to thank our guest, Ms. Tracy Jackson. And we just want to thank you for being a guest today.
Thank you.
And
God bless you, Cherie.
God bless you too.